All right. What's up? What's up? Sorry about that. Cheesy music. Push this. Come on. You don't want to do right. Come on, do right. There's some things just want to be aggravating. Yeah. But we got it. What's up, everybody? Pray everybody's doing well. I had a great interview set up for tonight, but she's an author. So we have an author. She got a great book. We had to reschedule it. Looks like we're going to be doing it Sunday evening. You know, the winter storm is hitting the country, and this author, she's up in Indiana. So I know it's nice and cold. She just texted me and said they're getting like they've gotten around 10 inches of snow. So she was delayed and then delayed. So all right, so show must go on. And then I'm using another format, so all my stuff, all my commercials, all that stuff is not in place. Anyway, so bear with me. But I got this subject that's been on my mind. Um, uh, have you noticed that Epstein files haven't really been talking about them too much lately? Kind of on the back burner. Like what happened to the discussion of the Epstein files? Well, got another controversy. So the best way for me to explain it is to show it. So let me add this to the screen. See which one is the best button to push. I think it's like I said. Bear with me. Let me get rid of that. There. Nope. There. Nope. There. Nope. There. Too small. Let me go ahead to the logos. I really apologize. Thank you for your patience. That's what they tell us to say. Thank you for your patience. Hi there. Okay. Go back over here. All right, we are ready to go. So let me go ahead and hit play over here. And so, if for some of y'all, maybe if you under a rock or not paying attention to what's going on in the world. So here we go.
Odds with Democratic lawmakers. The latest spat centers around his response to a video posted on social media. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
It's going to get a lot of us killed. We have kids.
Yeah,
Lawmakers are condemning President Trump's social media posts
yeah, this
accusing
is
six Democratic
some
lawmakers
crazy
of sedition punishable by death.
death.
Our laws
That's
are clear.
crazy.
You can refuse illegal orders.
The president's comments came in response to this video from the lawmakers with military and national security backgrounds, with a message to concerned members of the military that they do not have to follow unlawful orders.
Don't give up the ship.
The White House clarified that the president doesn't want to see lawmakers executed, but criticized the video.
They are literally saying to 1.3 million active duty service members not to defy the chain of command, not to follow lawful orders.
So you see, she just lied, right? That's you just heard that big fat lie, right? And that's I've been seeing a whole lot of commentators, and what's bothering me is the black folks getting up here saying the same thing. So we'll go back again. So we know what they're saying is do not obey unlawful orders. Do not you do not have to obey unlawful orders. And what did she say? I'll tell you, I've been telling her about it. She deserves um, the best lying person in this century. She can come up with a lie so fast. Okay, so we know they said you are not obligated to obey a unlawful order. They reiterated, reemphasized, everything. They said unlawful, and watch the words that come out of her mouth.
Clarified that the president doesn't want to see lawmakers executed, but criticized the video.
They are literally saying to 1.3 million active duty service members not to defy the chain.
She started because she's trying to come up with that lie.
of command, not to follow lawful orders.
Actually, what they said is you can refuse an illegal order, which is in the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
But they're suggesting, Nancy, that the president has given illegal orders, which he has not.
Back on Capitol Hill, some Republican leaders have tried to downplay the president's response.
That was a wildly inappropriate thing for so-called leaders in Congress to do, to encourage young troops to disobey orders. I mean, think of what the threat that is to our national security and what it means to our institutions.
Others say it was inappropriate.
I don't think it's a good idea to talk about jailing your political opponents or hanging them or whatever else.
I don't think the video was smart. I don't think the response to the video was smart. It was not right. And we got to lower the temperature.
The Senate Minority Leader called on Capitol Police to give extra protection to the lawmakers involved.
A poll from Politico and Public First released earlier this month shows a majority of Americans, 55% of those surveyed, expect political violence to increase. This follows the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk and the murder of a Democratic state lawmaker and her husband in Minnesota.
Okay, so go back over here. Now you see how there's so many people out there lying through their teeth, but it's how do you say that word? It's planned. Like I said, Epstein files. It should be who. I used to say, don't even worry about Epstein files. There's so many files. There's so many emails. There's so many witnesses. There's so many victims. You don't need the Epstein files. We just don't. And I'm looking kind of. Here we go. Go back. I need you. There. I forgot to cut the lights on. Yeah, man, my camera crew not doing their job. All right. Now, wow, I can see myself. I can see clearly now that the lights are on. Okay, so we just watched a video of what Senator Kelly, the other senators said, and how could anything be wrong with that? They in the military. We had to. I've been in the military. I was in the military. We had to swear. We had to swear an oath to uphold the Constitution, uphold the UCMJ. That's the orders, the instructions of what the enlisted people go through when we enlist, and we saying that we're gonna obey the Constitution. We're gonna obey the law. So now they keep going back and forth. He the president, and what what order did he say? So right now they already have a discussion about the boats off the coast of Venezuela. 100%, that is unlawful. Even for all that military to be down there, that is unlawful. They're acting as if we are in war, so they're trying to straddle the fence. They're trying to act like we are, when I mean straddle the fence, they're trying to play both sides. They want to have the engagement and rules of engagement as if it was in war. But then when it comes to the laws of going to the war, we skipped all over those laws. So we didn't follow the steps. We didn't follow the process of going to war. So they said, we're not in war, but we're blowing people up and killing people because it's war. You can't do both. And that's pretty much what we're saying. Don't obey. Disobey. They should disobey unlawful orders. So what's all these different people? I think, I'm not mistaken, I can look it up real quick. I think they said there's around 80 something people have been killed by them just blowing up boats off the coast of Venezuela, too far away for those small boats to make it to America. No due process. So they're playing God. They're being the judge, the jury, the executioner and blowing people up. I guess you can do that in war, especially if they are a combatant. It's just people on a boat and they're blowing the boats up. So I got a little boat. I'm riding my little boat that can go only so many miles, but we got the big mighty military, United States military, blowing them up out the water, and in international waters. They're not in the United States, our water. They're not in our country. Even if they were in our country, there's no law that's justifying somebody coming on a boat and you saying, I think they got something up there that they shouldn't have. So we need to kill them. Even if they did have a boat full of whatever, they will get arrested. That's part of one of my jobs. When I was in the Navy, we did drug ops. Uh, Similar situation. We would patrol. I know we was off the coast of Florida, Miami, Key West area, and we were chasing down cigarette boats. And then we actually went all the way through the Panama Canal and went off the California coast. The same thing. We did patrols uh, to stop the boats coming in from Mexico, not Venezuela. Venezuela is too far away for those small boats to make it. Those boats are not coming to America. Then you don't even know what's on the boats. If they have millions upon millions of pounds of drugs, they need more millions of pounds worth of fuel for them to make it on these little small boats. Not happening. So that's a lie. I mean, that's a unlawful order. But even if this was a time of war, like they're straddling the fence and trying to say that we are, they blew up the boat, and the boat caused no threat, no threat to the other military, no threat to anybody there in the middle of the ocean. Who are they causing threat to? Okay, let's just try to bend the rules as possibly, just contort yourself to bend yourself to say this justified. Okay, let's say it's justified. But then if you in time of war, if you really quote unquote in the time of war and you blow up a ship, and then there are survivors, it's a code where you don't hit them again. The ship is destroyed. That they're no longer a threat. So we are not going to attack it again. Even like I said, I was on a ship. So if we're fighting an enemy ship, if we're fighting an enemy ship, it's their job to blow up ours and our job to blow up their ship or disable it. More than likely blow it up. So if that ship is been targeted and probably either dead in the water or maybe sinking, we're not going to turn around and keep blowing them up and make sure we kill everybody that's trying to survive. And more than likely, a decent country that's fighting against us would do the same. They would target our ship, hit it with torpedoes, missiles, whatever. They would hit it, disable us, and whatever damage they would like to do to the ship. But if the ship is sinking, or then you see the people jumping off and on fire and trying to save their buddy's life and all that kind of thing. They're not decent. I understand decent human beings are not going to attack it again. Okay. Um, yo, Terry, we got to catch up. So that's what I want to talk about. So I've been seeing a lot of different people's posts. It's like, but like, how do we get to this point? How are we so divided on this area? So today is a touchy subject, but it shouldn't be. But I'm seeing it, like I said, I think number one reason why number one reason why I think it's so big is because it's distraction. It's distracting from those stupid Epstein files. So now, and then also shows the division in the country. So again, so there were six members of Congress that made a video and basically saying to the military, if some people are struggling, like I just talk about the boat, right? Let me go back to it's multiple. It's so many pieces and different things going on. Okay, so they blew up the boat, right? Well, they blew up several boats, but there's one in particular that they're discussion about. So, like I just told you, I explained how you do not continue to blow up and shoot after you've destroyed their vessel. So, this great and mighty, one of the most powerful militaries on earth, blew up a little bitty teeny body boat. So they blew it up. So it's in pieces. So now there's the drone. I believe the drone still looking. They're still looking at what's going on, and they see two survivors hanging on to a little bit of the pieces of boat that's left over. And what they've been doing in the past, the Navy will go in, and this is all secret. It's secret. They've been going in, getting the people. They get the survivors and go put them on a plane and ship them places. So they're not charging them with anything. So we blowing up the boat and then grabbing the people and then shipping them somewhere. So we don't even have any prisoners of war. You can't have prisoners of war because there's no war, but you just blew up that boat. You see, the stuff ain't adding up. The math ain't mathing out right. It ain't adding up. So in this situation, so there's two survivors, and they Mic check. Oh, my sound went out. I don't know how long my sound went out. Wow. Yep, I don't know how long my sound went out. I guess nobody said anything, so I guess it must be all right. Okay, so I'm just read that last part then. So, military, we are not supposed to obey unlawful orders. What is an unlawful order? Where does an unlawful order comes from? Unlawful order is if we go against the Constitution, if we go against the federal law, if we go against the rules of war. Like I'm talking about blowing up the boat the second time, that's going against the rules of war. Going against established military regulations. We're not supposed to go up against the military regulations. So it's a lot of these people outside the military that's running the government willy-nilly without understanding, not even caring. Um, we the ones the person that's low in the totem pole, that's the one that's really going to get the heat. You know, a lot of times when things go down, something comes from the top, it rolls downhill. They tell you to do something at the bottom, but then the person who really should get fired is the one that's up top, but they get rid of the one at the bottom. So, so I just gave an examples of unlawful is soldiers refusing to fire on their own citizens. Yes, that should be common sense. That we shouldn't fire on our own citizens, but this common sense is not so common. So if the president says, shoot them all, shoot the people in the street, the way he was acting about Somalian people, it wouldn't faze me at all if he tells the military to shoot up American citizens. They're already, ICE is already busting up in homes and everything, using Black Hawk helicopters and flash grenades and everything, going into apartment complexes, trying to get one or two people and disrupt the lives of everybody in the whole apartment. So now everybody in the apartment has to move out because they try to go there and get two hardworking immigrants. It's crazy. So another unlawful order is violating anything in the Geneva Convention. That's what the militaries around the world had an agreement on, and I believe that would be what I said earlier. Blowing up somebody you already blew the boat up, and now people are trying to make it so the Geneva Convention don't keep blowing. Don't the boat is destroyed. Don't go back and start shooting the people that's in the water now that's trying to survive. That's part of the Geneva Convention. So what did he do? Two people survived the boat. It's not really war because it's illegal. You got blew the boat up in the first place. That's illegal. But then to go back and to blow up to kill the remaining two people, now that's even more illegal. And then overturning certified elections, trying to overturn certified elections. That's an illegal order. Okay, that's my yep. Still got my volume. All right. So I think we got some understanding on what's going down. Why is it so much confusion? I don't know if I'm part of it is the president. The president is one. We know this is unprecedented. Unprecedented. I mean, this never happened like this before. Never happened like this before. We never had a president like this before. So now he's breaking and bending and suspending, like all the different reports are supposed to come out on a regular basis to keep the economy steady. If he sees it's going to make him look bad, not going to add up to his lies, don't release him or destroy him or get rid of him. We don't need that to get out. I need my lies to keep going, and that's going to affect my lies. So he don't want those reports and stuff to get out. So if and then he get angry, shut the borders down or kick these people out, and just reckless, just having tantrum. You're a grown man having tantrums that's got the office of the presidency. Um, I'm looking at him over there now. Get rid of that. So he has a level or certain people that wants him to be king and treat him as the king. So it's kind of like, see, the way it's such a divide in this country now, and they are looking at it like a football team. So especially he's really reinforcing it. What is he reinforcing? Number one, that the country we have like two major, three, well, it's multiple parties, but it's three major, and then maybe a third party. There's the Republican Party, there's the Democratic Party, then there's independents, and then there's other parties. So what he's been the master of being divisions, bringing division. So he's constantly attacking Democrats. He's constantly attacking people with the liberal belief. So he constantly, yeah, them Democrats, them liberals this. I hate the liberals. I hate them. I can't stand them. I hate them. I can't stand them. I hate them. I hate them. So all this stuff that he's spewing out and vomiting out, his people are licking that up and going back and believing and saying the same thing. So now they saying liberals this and liberals that, and there's such evil things. Even pastors are saying liberals are from the devil and they're evil. But they turn around, they do evil things, but then say the liberals are the ones that's evil. So why? So now, how could, if we take that president out and put any other president, most Americans will stand behind the Constitution. Most Americans will stand behind the military. But since this divisive president is in office and they love him so much, they are standing with him no matter what. So you see all the stuff that he's doing, they standing with him no matter what. The ship is sinking. They standing with him no matter what. But you remember, like when Obama was in office, you saw how much controversy it was when he just wore a brown suit. He wore a brown suit, and they went off and went berserk. So he knew, Obama knew he had to be up and up on everything. I just heard Michelle Obama tell a story of how Oprah Winfrey did an interview of her. Yeah, she did an interview with her, and after the interview was done, it was no pay. She didn't pay anything, but she sent her a bunch of clothes and purses and shoes, from Oprah. And I knew she was like, oh, that's how I knew she was super rich. But yeah, so she gave her all these things, and Obama saw it, like, nope, you got to give it back. We don't need the impression that, Oprah gave her this stuff. So she had to give all this stuff back. So you see how that's standard. But now our present president, yeah, you can give us stuff that you're not supposed to give us. You can give us an airplane that's going to cost American people $1 billion to fix. Yeah. So it's a big difference. So where am I going next? One of the biggest things, like I said, what the people say, that video I just showed you, what's the difference between the two? Okay, so the country's divided. We're divided. We're saying that there's one side that's saying the military and officers and ICE and all those people, FBI, all of them, should uphold the Constitution and should not obey a unlawful order. That's period. And then on the other side is they want to obey, do whatever Trump says do, and they cover up or step over and pretend they don't see the just two letters. So two sides. One side of the country, they see those two letters. They said, we do not have to obey unlawful orders. But then on the Trump side, the people who love him, the people who are with him no matter what, people who's going to be down with the ship going down, they can't see those two letters of un. So now they get out and say, oh, they tell the people don't obey a lawful order. So it's two, and that could be two things. I'm write that down some more. So they either can't see, they so blind and can't see the UN, they can't see those two letters, or they love the president so much, like I said, they want him to be the king. If he's the king, a king is right no matter what. The king says, blow up everybody in a particular city, the king is right. If the king says, cut off the water, cut off electricity, let people die during the winter, the king is right. So he has those type people, no matter what he says, no matter what he does, he is considered right. They look at him as a king. Some of these pastors even look at him as sent from God. I believe he's sent here from God, but not to bless the country. He's here to bring judgment on the country. I believe that's what he's doing. He's tearing up everything, bringing judgment on the country. He's not been a blessing to the country, just tearing up, busting up everything. So I think it's those type of people that no matter what he does, because he's the king, in their eyes, he's the king. He loves him. They love him. And then you might say, wow, how can they love him so much? I figured it out. It's a lot of it is what they some trying to say biblically, but it's Christians, it's believers on both sides, all sides. They want to say the Democrats are demons. There's believers that love God and pray to God on both sides. But one of the biggest things, especially the poor whites that's sticking with him with full flat tires, is white privilege. No, ain't no such thing. Yes, it's white privilege. That is the number one reason why they're holding on. He represents a person that's going to help them hold on to that white privilege and that white power. So, hey, he went through there, DEI, diversity. So diversity is helping people come into a job that was all white. That diversity, that's an enemy to all white. So he got rid of that. He's their hero. Equality, there again, white first, anything left over then black. Now, but you want to make stuff equal? No, we don't want stuff equal. He got rid of that. He's our man. White power. Inclusion. If we don't want to include people of color in what we're doing, we don't have to. We cripple people. And people that's not like us. We just want people just like us. He went through there and got rid of all that. So he's their hero. So he is the one that's saving. And I'm telling you, just dig into it. He's saving the white race. He's saving the white folks. So that's why they got to protect him by all means necessary. No matter what he says, no matter what he does, he is the face. He's representing all white folks, the white power. And you dig into it, a lot of these other people, it's either white nationalists or Christian nationalists, and all those other, the Proud Boys and all those other types. They believe the only American and only people that should be in America is white people. And white men are pretty much the only pure American is white men. So everybody else has got to go. And look at how everything is moving. Everybody else got to go. So now you see him kicking people out of the country, taking funding away, doing all this stuff. You got to get close. You got to get close to him. You got to act like him. You got to think like him. You got to get real close to make sure when he starts swinging, he don't be swinging at you. But so many people getting hit. Some people are losing their businesses. They're losing their farms. They're losing a lot of different things. And some of them are waking up. They're becoming woke. They're waking up. But other ones are. They like, okay, he is it. If he, but some of it is taught self, not with some taught hatred of other people, taught fear of other people. So all this stuff boils up and makes it to this point where we are now. So, yeah, so I just saw this video yesterday. This lady, she just is screaming and crying because a black dude went to her house to do some work, and she is crying and shaking because she was in so much fear. Why is she in so much fear? Because the media and the people that she listened to convinced her, probably even growing up, convinced her that the people that it's got brown skin color is out to get her. But his brown skin color is coming out to get her. The man just was going to work, was going to do his job. Then I just know the white dude taught me this, that after segregation, it was so much, it was, we had the segregation, and some of the racist, the racist education, the racist dialogue, the racist stuff, it just, think of like in a jar. It just stayed in a jar and just was rotten. It just stayed there and just went back into the next generation, but they didn't really touch or see. Some of them, they didn't see people of color. They didn't work with them, or they had them at a certain level. You can clean, you can go cook and wash your dishes, but that's about it. So it's kind of like it's this fake imaginary line or wall they had in their mind. Like people of color go over here, and it seemed like people should have been going crazy. But yeah, they got this imaginary line. This is the place where we put people of color, and we can treat them any kind of way because of that. But then when they desegregated the school system, the younger kids, the younger generation, a little bit before my generation and then my generation, the schools were integrated. So that means black kids that you saw was bloody. It was painful before that happened, but the military had to come in and force different states to allow people of color to come into the white school, and then some white kids had to go to black schools. I'd like to hear some of those stories. So they integrated, they mixed the schools. So before it was quote unquote separate but equal. Yeah, it was separate, but it most definitely wasn't equal. So when they went to court and they saw, yeah, it's separate, but it's not equal. All the money, all the funding, not all, the majority of the funding went to the white schools, and the black schools didn't have the funding going downhill. And then, okay, well, y'all not getting the education, y'all stupid, y'all in crime, y'all this, y'all that. You're not even getting education. You go to the white school, they're getting education, being able to go to college, being able to get the jobs. And then in the black neighborhoods, the ghettos, they're not able to get the education. They're not able to go to college. They're not able to go get the jobs. They're not able to get the loans. They're not able to get the houses. But then you turn around and pick at them and poke fun at them for not doing the same thing that you did when you had extra privileges. So now when they're trying to bridge the gap and make it equal for all, no, we need to turn that bridge up. We need to destroy that bridge. That's what happened. They destroy that bridge. So now you see how many are so in love, so enthroned, it's so important to keep President Trump in power. That means they keep their power. They keep their white power. They keep their white privilege. And I say they, I don't mean everybody. Some, it's just some, a lot of them, because the comments I see, it's a lot. So that's how they're looking at it as we get to keep our power. So now, when this thing hit the fan, do not obey a unlawful order, they don't see the president doing anything unlawful. All this stuff, a lot of us, it's like some blinders. And I see it like they so in love with him. They say he's going to protect them and keep their white power and their white privileges and all that kind of stuff, so he can do no wrong. And then people that's not hypnotized by that, they're not controlled by that evil spell. We over here, we can see. Well, you can't see he did that. No, you can't see that thing. No, you can't. He's a great. He does all this good. He's great. The best thing in the whole world. Never did anything wrong. Just he's going to go to war, but he's going to war to try to save lives. When he promised that he was going to end all the wars, delusional. There's a lot of that. A lot of delusional craziness going on. Um, over here, 57. So I didn't get to half of what I want to talk about, but I think we should be on the same page. Y'all understand? Y'all should understand a whole lot more than you did before you got on. So now the people of color, people of color. Hold on. Why? Um, so what I was saying, some of the country, not I don't even think it's half the country. They say half the country voted for the president, half the country did not vote for the president. I don't think the president won anyway. It's so many inconsistencies in a lot of different states, and a lot of states are suing and different things like that. But anyway, outside of that, so he's the president now. So whatever, he's the president. Whether win or lose, he's the president. Not doing like him. Still, 5, 6 years later, he's still talking about president. That mean years ago. But he's the president right now. Right now, at the moment, he's the president. But yeah, about to say, yeah, he said half the country voted for him. Half we had. So what is it? What thing around 73 million voted for him, quote unquote 72, around 72 million voted for Harris, and what was it, 80 million that didn't vote. If my mouth is mouthing. So look how many who didn't vote for him, but he's claiming half the country voted for him. They didn't, but half the country. Well, I say that portion, and the numbers are dropping daily. Of the people that are loyal to him, no matter what. And then there's other people who are loyal to the Constitution. And a lot of people, they having to make that choice. And right now, I know some men are tossing and turning, trying to figure out, can I be loyal to the president because I need him in power so I can keep my power? Or should I be loyal to the Constitution? If I be loyal to the Constitution, there might be someone else that gets in power and might try to bring back DEI and try to make this an equal country and allow other people in. Like when they wanted a white country, everybody got to be out. So we got to make sure whatever Trump says, he gets to stay in so we can keep our white power. Remember that. All right. Well, I'm going to get up out of here. Let's talk about it some more. All right. Everybody, be blessed.